Welcome to this evening's edition of PWR Interactive, along with the man they call Meathead. I am Frank Cosentino. We are talking about Chris.
Hands under the table. Hands under the table.
Chris Jericho. Obviously there's not rumors anymore. It's not inked yet, but we've projected, and it looks like it's pretty good shape as far as his return. The message for it, obviously, and a lot
exploding.
With a bunch of people with their opinion. Basically, the thing that we're trying to think about is, what do they do with him? It'd be great that first week or so. He's back and great, but you put him in a feud. Who should he feud with?
Well, let's think about it this way before I get to the forum. What did he do in '99? He didn't have a feud with anybody. Actually, if you were to ask Dameon Nelson, he would know this too, along with Frank Cosentino. His first feud actually was with Road Dogg and X-Pac.
Right.
And that was...
But, who would make sense for him? How long before he gets back into any kind of title reign, if there even is one? And as we've always talked about, who made the first move to come back? Because that's huge. As far as creative control, or whatever control he could have. Because technically, he really doesn't need a title.
Jericho? Not initially. After a certain amount of time, he will. I say by WrestleMania time, I think he would need some sort of belt.
And if he's a little rusty, maybe as...
Not like a rusty trombone, but go ahead.
Rusty?
What?
What? Segue from that.
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking what you're talking about. Listen to Dameon Nelson once in a while in our production meetings. Just ignore me and go on.
What if you had to pick a wrestler right now on the, let's say, the Raw roster, because that would make most sense for him to go, who would it be?
To feud with? John Cena.
Right off the bat.
There's the man right there to take John Cena's belt from him.
Depending on how rusty he is, he could fall into maybe that general manager type role for a little bit.
Jericho?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Just for a few shows, just to get him talking, get him back into shape and stuff. Yeah.
No, Frank, that's such a rusty trombone off. That's a long shot. That's a real long shot.
Be there. You never
Let's talk about the forum.
Yes.
I'm in the Save Us Jericho. Because remember that little internet-type Matrix-looking bleeping thing? Said Save Us a lot in there. 222 or whatever it says. And everybody's seen it. Guys like Heel Hardy, for example. Yeah, Get a Vid and the IWC aren't the only ones who think that involve Jericho. Look at this. Websites are reporting this is already speculation that there's a 3-second video on Raw had something to do with Chris Jericho. Can't confirm it, though. I know I should learn, but I am really starting to mark out here. And could someone please post a link to the vid? I need to see it again, and I can't find it. That's for life.
People are basically breaking this thing down.
The IWC, the IWC is freaking out right now.
It's great. It's very passionate. Obviously, you're very passionate. But, he's a solid wrestler, and of course the mic skills are.
The mic skills are top of the line. They're not rock.
Really doesn't.
They're not rock.
Maybe a smidge below the rock.
That just shows you, and look up on our website, look up on the internet, YouTube, wherever, the Rock Jericho promos back and forth. Some of the best in history, especially when Rock and Jericho were working on the same page.
Right.
But my favorite promo is Rock versus Jericho to see who's going to be the number one contender. Where Rock started using Jericho's lines, Jericho used Rock's lines. I'm always down with OPF. You know what OPF stands for, right? In wrestling, it stands for other people's finishers.
Right.
But in Meathead's world, it's other people's funnies. Oh, I love taking what you say and flipping it on you.
He coined Ass Clown, didn't he?
Yeah, well, Ass Clown came from the Jerkies, but Jericho used it in the wrestling world, so. Save us underscore, or save underscore us dot 222. There's also talk about that being biblical versus, because Jericho is a biblical name. So, I don't know.
It's going to be interesting, but well worth the wait. And it's going to be a perfect build-up because you got good 6 months up until WrestleMania. It could very well be Cena Jericho. Who knows? Obviously, Triple H will probably have a say into that, of course. But
Triple H would be crazy if he did not want Jericho to come back. And Triple H, as much as we give him...
There's a new set of fans that may not as remember the feuds that Triple H and Chris Jericho had.
Jericho beat Triple H one night for the belt, and then got it stripped by the McMahon-Helmsley administration. But, Triple H, as much as we give him crap for being the guy that squashes everybody, is also a businessman. He knows Jericho equals money right now.
And you'll get the spike in the ratings right away, and that's what WWE would not mind at all. Of course, keep hitting the message board with Chris Jericho news or anything else. We will
keep posting in the butt thread, not the boob thread, the butt thread.
We'll definitely.
My producer's shaking his head at me again. He's getting sick of me.
We will definitely read those, and of course, any emails, just keep sending them. We appreciate all of your input. This show is for you. And this is the end of this edition of PWR Interactive. For the man they call Meathead and Frank Cosentino. Check you guys out very soon.
Heenan, Gagne, Bockwinkel, Mad Dog Vachon, Baron Von Raschke, the High Flyers, and Dr. X. Your childhood is filled with sweet memories of them. Beating the living daylights out of each other. Great Lakes Championship Wrestling in 97.3 The Brew presents the Legends of Wrestling Fan Fest. Sunday, October 21st, noon to 4 at the Ramada Convention Center. Get autographs and pictures with your favorite legend. Get more info online at 973thebrew.com.